Hear me? Hear me? If you can hear me, drop a note in the chat. If you can hear me, drop a I'm just testing it out again today and see if I can find a link to do it. There's one person here. Who is that? I'm testing things out. Oh, there's two people now. Who are you? Tell me who you are. Yeah, King of Kino. Winning Wednesday. Well, welcome to the space. Welcome. And I won't put a photo up because I'm not in the mood. I didn't like the video, the last one. So, welcome to the space. There's Now 4 people drop me a note. Oh, Pharaoh, that's you. I'm just looking at your avatar. Hello, Sonia. Welcome. Ah, Senovia. Now there's a name I have not said in a while. Welcome to the space. Now, let's get started. I have this door open. My son is asleep. So he's going to wake up and he'll be like, oh my God, I'm hungry. Mother, what are you doing? So I'm not going to keep y'all for a long time, but I wanted to encourage you today. Somebody asked me a question. I was going to save it for tomorrow. Tomorrow's lesson, but like I said, maybe I'll open up the system and do it again tomorrow. They asked me, what if you're in the same position 2 years from now that you're currently in? Will you tell yourself, oh, I didn't believe hard enough, I didn't practice the law hard enough? What will you do? At what point do you let go of the law? That was the question that was asked to me. That question is such an important one because it's what we do, isn't it? It's what we do. And let me explain it. We've been practicing one way of living for how many years? Long time. In absolute ignorance of the law's existence. So we think because we practice for 90 days, 100 days, 200 days, we think because we practice for that amount of time, and it's not even that we practice consistently for that amount of time. It's that we practice, and if things don't change, what do? We go back to what we were. We go back to what we were doing. Why do we go back to the old behavior? We go back to the old behavior because it is familiar and it is safe, and you know exactly how it's going to turn out. This is why it is easier to say, yeah, we've done it this way for a long time. So the encouragement today is this. Whether you believe the law or you doubt the law is irrelevant because you have eyes. You see the law in action every single day. You throw something up in the air and ta-da, comes right back down. Even a feather. Even a feather. Doesn't matter how light it is, gravity dictates that it will come down if you throw it in the air. If you plant sunflowers, you will only reap sunflowers. If you meet a stressful situation with stress, you get more stress. You see, the law is always there. Whether or not you want to believe it is irrelevant. It doesn't make it go away because you can't see it. Those who have eyes to see, let them see. Those who have ears to hear, let them hear. So the encouragement, stay the course. And you're not staying the course by saying, oh, this doesn't work, but I'm going to keep trying it. You see that? This doesn't work, but I'm going to keep doing it. This doesn't work. Why am I doing it? It doesn't work. Right? What happens? What happens? How can it work? How can it work? If you're saying, I'm going to keep doing it, but it doesn't work, then why do it? Why do it if you say it doesn't work? But this is why it won't work. Because you cannot be made a liar of. You cannot be made a liar of. So cause and effect. If you do something, for instance, you say you want something, The next step is I have it. Well, I can't see it, but you have it. You have it. Let me give you a scenario. Yeah, have you ever watched a movie where there was a tornado in the movie and you could see the house being sucked up into the tornado, these little shards and these pieces, everything is just being sucked up? Rewind that image. Now the house is being put together. Huh, right? That is the law of cause and effect. You may not see it, right? You may not see it, but the law tells you that it is coming together. It is, because you've just given it life and you've called it forth to you. It's coming to you. But what do we do? It's not here yet. It's not here yet. Is it really happening? I don't believe that. That's what we do. That is exactly what we do. So what are you going to do? It is either you're going to apply the law with that same fervor. And let me tell you, I had to pick myself up this afternoon. I did. But when I remembered the law, I was like, oh snap, I did that. I was like, I did that. And so when I was reminded that I did it, and that's why when the person asked me, but what if you're in the same position in 2 years that you're in right now? Listen, folks, we've never practiced focus or concentration before. Oh, we think we have, but we have not. You see, clarity plus concentration equals manifestation or desired outcome. Clarity, meaning, what do you want? I want peppermint stick ice cream. That's what I want. So now if I concentrate, then the only option is to have it in my hand and to be licking it. You understand? But we don't do that. You ask somebody, well, what do you want? I don't know. That's the first thing that comes out of our mouth. I don't know. How can you put the pieces together when you don't know what you want? You've not created the picture. And because we don't know what we want, we can't focus or concentrate on it. And because we don't focus or concentrate on it, we don't get it. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Because you don't know what you want and you are concentrating on what you do not want, what happens? You manifest what you don't want. Because it is the only thing that you're focused on, what you don't want. Well, I don't want to get sick. I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to. What are you focused on? You are focused. You are very clear about what you don't want. You see, listen to the law, cause and effect. Where's your attention? But yet we want to throw in the towel when we have not gotten clear about what we want and focused on what we want, concentrated on it so that it can show up. We've never done that. But we do it with what we don't want. Get clear on what you don't want, right? So that when you look at the list, you can say, okay, so if I don't want to be broke, that means I want to have money in the bank so that I can be secure and pay my bills, right? That's, if you're going to use what you don't want, use what you don't want to build what you do want. Write it out, look at it. Okay. And so when you're done with the I don't want, burn it. Because now the only thing left to have your attention is what you do want. Can you all hear me? So we Don't hold our focus. Oh, we hold our focus for 2 minutes. We hold our focus for 2 minutes. And because it didn't change right away, oh, well, that doesn't work. As Sonia says, change takes time. Just because we do not see it immediately doesn't mean change isn't happening. Exactly, Sonia. Exactly. And so what we do then in that case, if you find that, oh, it's not moving fast enough, oh, I'm worried, turn the worry, right? Because the worry is looking at what you don't want. But turn the worry and be excited about what's coming. Let me tell you, a bride will count down how many days to her wedding, right? That's what a bride will do. She'll count down. She will count down the days to her wedding, let me tell you. She counts down those days. Well, she's not before the minister yet. So, technically speaking, the wedding isn't happening, but she's made all the plans in anticipation. She's made all the plans in anticipation. And she's just like, yeah, I'm getting married. I'm getting married. Because grooms don't really do that. At least I don't think so. I don't have the mind of a groom. So I don't know. I got the mind of a potential bride, but not a groom. I don't know how men think. You know? They're like, yay. Can we get this over with? That is just speculation. Okay. But the encouragement is this. Are you clear about what you want? How do you know if you're clear or not? If you can tell me what it is you don't want, but you can't tell me what you do want, well, then you're not clear about what you want. Make sense? Make sense? Right? So it's like we are so easily discouraged, but this morning's word, desire, moves us. I said this morning, the desire to change must be stronger than the desire to stay the same. That's a mouthful, isn't it? The desire to change must be stronger than the desire to stay the same. Here's an image for you. If you are on a train, your habit, you're right? Your habit is the train. Your life is the train. The new desire has to derail you. Why? Because if you stay on the track, you're going to end up in the same place. You're going to end up at the same destination. But the desire that is stronger has to derail you. It has to push you off the track. Why? Because now that you're off the track, you can lay down a new one. Can I get an amen? Look at you. That's the point right there, Asonia. Use the law because there is only mentalism. The universe is a mental creation. So if you say the job is mine, well, then it has to be yours. But you can't come back and say, oh, is it? Are they going to call me? Did I do good in the interview? You see that? Oh, that right there is a killer. How can you doubt yourself? But the reason, let us understand now the role that ignorance plays. The reason why we second guess ourselves is because we do not know our own power. We second guess ourselves out of ignorance, which means, how long have you been consciously creating? We know that we've been unconsciously creating, but consciously, how long have we been doing that? Not very long. And because we haven't been doing it consciously for very long, we begin to say things like, I don't know if this works or not. Yeah, I don't know about this. If it was this easy, everybody would be doing it. And so we begin to doubt ourselves, thereby putting a stick in the spoke of our bicycle. And if you put a stick in the spokes, well, you're going to go over the handlebars. That's non-negotiable. It's law, yes? But that's what we do. So what happens is when we are practicing the application of the law, when we practice the application of the law, you will begin to build your confidence. Who's building the confidence? Your body is. Okay, your spirit already knows what you're capable of, but you see, it's your body. Because we've been in these bodies for how long? We've been in these bodies for a while, and sometimes a few times we've been in these bodies. Right? So we this is what we do to ourselves. We do it to ourselves from a place of ignorance, of not knowing. Do not confuse ignorant with stupid or foolish. Ignorance just means you don't know. You are unaware. Yes? Babies are ignorant of the existence of their toes until they get them in their mouths. They're like, oh, I got toes. Now they are aware of these toes and they have to investigate every crevice of their toes. So they go into their mouths. This is what we do. Ignorance is easily banished if we learn. What are you going to learn? Learn and understand how the body works. Learn and understand how the body works so that you can apply. Because why? The knowledge ain't going to apply itself. Somebody's got to apply the knowledge. And I can't apply knowledge for you. I can whisper sweet words of knowledge to you. But then it is up to you to practice. So when you're practicing the law, sometimes how I speak to myself, I go back and I say, well, you know what? I unconsciously did it over here. And and it's true, because when I look back, I say, oh, I did do that. This is exactly how I was thinking. Oh, snap, I did that unconsciously. Well, let me practice it consciously now. And then you keep your focus. Clarity. I'm going to put up a meme for this. Clarity plus concentration equals manifestation. Because you're already concentrating. You are already concentrating on what you do not want. You're already concentrating on what you don't want. Questions? What are the questions? Give me a scenario, because you know I can give you an image. Ooh, my aunt is cooking something. I can hear the pots and pans. Mm. Does that make sense, though, people? Does that make sense? Somebody's asking me for the link, and I don't know. Pharaoh, if you're still here, wait. I don't know how to do it. Well, I don't know how to do it yet. Focus, grasshopper, focus. I'm waiting for your questions. I see one here. Sonia, yes, my darling, it does appear to be magical, doesn't it? It appears to be magical, darling. But you and I both know magic is what magic is the word of ignorance. When you don't know the law, you see it? You got to give it a name, so you call it magic. And because what think about magic, right? It's so mystical. But demystify it by applying the law. Oh, hallelujah. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? This is why people call it magic, because they do not understand, because they are ignorant of the existence and the application of the law. Oh, Synovia Ridley, darling, you and I. You and I. Look at that. I know that I do not want to renew my lease next year. So what do you want, Synovia? Answer the question, Synovia. What do you want? Ha! You want your own house? Fancy that. It is irrelevant right now. If you focus on the fact, okay, I want my house, okay? You already know, because you desire it, it is yours. So once you spend your time with, oh, okay, so I have a house. What do I want to do to decorate it? Start putting colors together in your mind. Start building what your bedroom will look like. This is what I mean by clarity. Start building the bedroom. And once you've built your master bedroom and your master ensuite, right? Once you've built that in your mind, you see, now what are you going to do? Incorporate yourself in there. See yourself sitting on the chaise lounge in your master suite. Because now all of your attention is on the house, not on not owning one, but on decorating it. So if you're busy decorating the house, well, that means you've got it. The bride goes and picks up, she tries on a whole bunch of dresses, does she not? So she can get the right one in her. She has a vision in her mind of what she wants that dress to look like. She has a vision. Yeah, understand what I'm saying to you. Okay, that's good. Right, that's the first thing you write down. My house, Mediterranean style. And start with your master bedroom because, well, you and I both know how important that is. So start there. Build it. Build it, Synovia. And then once you spend your time building it and putting it together, now it doesn't matter if you are sure or unsure where you want to live. Build the house first in your mind. Build your bedroom first. Because if you build your bedroom and you're laying on that chaise lounge and you're looking out the French doors or the glass sliding doors, what do you want to see? You want to see the ocean? Well, then that tells you where you want to live. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Build your master suite. And depending on what you want to look at and interact with when you look out the window to your master suite, well, then if you want to be looking out at the water, you know you got to live near water. And then each piece, remember, each piece, um, each piece, um, I'm trying to respond to this person because they want the link and I don't know what to say. Um, start with your, like I said, start with the master suite. All of the, now you write these things down, Synovia. And when you write these things down, pay attention. How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? When you're lounging and you're on your chaise and the breeze is coming in and you are either listening to music as it plays in the background or you can feel the heat coming through the door, the sliding door? Is it a tile floor? Is it carpet? Is it hardwood? What do you want beneath your feet? Build everything. Do you want your bathtub to be looking out a window with an unobstructed view? What do you want to experience? Build it in your mind. And when you build it in your mind, because that's where I used the word this morning, rapt, R-A-P-T. When your desire has you in its thrall. So if you don't want carpet, what do you want? You say tile or you say hardwood? Eh? So, like I said, use what you do not want to build what you do want. You don't want to rent, you want your house. You don't want carpet, you want hardwood or tile. This is the exercise. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Right? If that makes sense, there you go. You see? Get out your paper, Synovia. Get out the paper. Now you understand what I'm saying to you, right? This is Does that make some kind of sense to you today? Hmm? That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying. Hmm. Yes, there you go. See, this is the point. Be clear about what it is that we want. Stop with the, "Ugh, this is taking too long. I don't know what's going to happen." Don't, don't do that. Allow your desire to captivate you. Allow your desire to captivate you so that it holds your attention. Does that make sense? I'm waiting for your questions. Solo breezy. Solo breezy, do me a favor. Post the link to this live stream, if at all possible, to your Twitter and tag me in it. Look, I told y'all a solution will always present itself. Well, I didn't intend on multitasking, but the word is important to get out, right? Um, that's the thing, right? Let me bring it back for you again now. Exactly. What you desire is already here, Asonia. I'm going to paint that image for you again. Remember the house in the tornado is being sucked up? Now rewind it. And now the house is being put back together? Yes. So every time you focus on your desire single mindedly, you're building the house. But if you remove your attention from it, what happens? It stops partway through, and then the thing you want stops. All the necessary components are being put together, but you have to keep your attention on it. Does that make any sense at all? Mm-hmm. See? Makes sense, my friends? Makes sense? So, well, yes, Synovia. Do you know why the house crumbles if your attention is not on it? When your attention is on something, you're giving it life. Oh, when your attention is on something, you're giving it life. When you take your attention away from it, you kill it. So now do you know how to fix the problem, right? If you don't want the problem to persist, remove your attention. But that's so hard. No, it only becomes hard if you don't have something else to give your attention to. You see, we are designed for success. Then something you love has you enraptured in it. All you can do is eat, sleep, and breathe it. Tell a child you're taking it to Disney World. Tell a child you're taking it to Disney World. That child ain't never gonna sleep. And earlier yet, is it today? All they can think about is Disney World. They can't think of anything else because they have been enraptured by just the sheer fact of going. This is how the body is designed for success. The thing that has your attention enthralls you and it keeps you looking at it. Now, if you've ever seen an episode of Doctor Who, you would learn that that could be a dangerous thing because they have the weeping angels. Yikes! If you look at the weeping angels, they don't move. Give them your full attention, they do not move. But if you blink, they get a little closer. Oh, listen, you will never see an angel the same way again when you walk by a cemetery. But that's the point. Whatever you're giving your attention wholeheartedly to. You see, the child has not gone to Disneyland yet, but they are living in the sheer anticipation of it. And it has them enthralled. See what I'm saying? That's it right there. Does that make sense? Because if it makes sense, that is the encouragement today. Listen, I'm as I mentioned before to the ones who were here earlier, because I was having that conversation with someone, because something I didn't want it, so it fell through. But now I'm in a position where like, ooh, I'm down to the wire. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And that's when the question was asked of me. What if you're in the same position 2 years from now? Are you gonna be hard on yourself and be like, oh, I didn't believe hard enough. I didn't practice the law hard enough. It's not that you didn't practice the law hard enough. Listen to what you just said to yourself. Listen to how you're making yourself feel. As a creator, one must believe in their creation. Well, you believe that the creation happens, but you have to believe in you. That's why the more you practice, the more confident you become in using the law. You can't change the law, but you can harmonize yourself with the law. And you see, the person who asked me the question because they care about me. They're well meaning. And they said, oh, I don't want to offend you. And I said, no, it didn't offend me. But what it did, it caused me to look in the mirror to say, okay, what are you going to do? What's got your attention? Where are you going to put your attention? And so I had to talk myself from the depths of despair. Oh my God, I'm so dramatic. I know, right? I had to talk myself up today. I had to remind myself. I had to remind myself about the law. And you see now, Sonia, that's a beautiful statement. We don't need to know the outcome because you already know the outcome, Sonia. Like Sonovia is writing down on her list. The outcome is she wants to own her own house. That's the outcome. She knows the outcome. What it is that we humans, we want to know how it's going to happen. This is why we developed 3D ultrasounds because we can't wait and let the baby just grow on its own. But we do a 3D because we want to see its face. We want to know. See what we do? That's it. It's not that we don't need to know the outcome. We know the outcome because we've already stated what the outcome is. I want my own house. That is the outcome. What we don't know is, well, how is this all going to come together? Ah, oh, Al, I love this question. I really, truly love it. There's something that we humans do. We hear things and we run with it. People talk about fourth dimension, they talk about fifth dimension. We can't even master the third dimension yet. We can't even master focus yet. But we want to look at the fourth dimension. We can't get there until we've mastered the art of holding our focus. Because we want to get ahead of ourselves. What difference does it now? This may seem there's a reason why I'm saying this to you. I'm not upset with you, Al. It's a very valid question. When you ask people, when you hear people talking about fourth dimension, fifth dimensional thinking, because I know Neville, he always mentioned fourth dimensional thinking. Fourth dimensional thinking was an experience for him. He can only tell you of his experience. If we would apply the law and practice, then fourth dimensional experiences would happen for us, and then we'd be able to share it with other people. But it's not a random thing that happens. It's not random at all. Does that make sense? We we have a heck of a time just holding our focus. If we can't hold our focus on what we want, right? If we can't hold our focus on on what we're actually creating, how then will fourth dimensional thinking make sense? When we haven't raised, or I shouldn't say raised, I don't like that phrase either, raise our consciousness. No, there's only one consciousness. But that's tomorrow's lesson. I'm not going to get ahead of myself today. I don't like that phrase, raising our consciousness, because there is only one consciousness. There's only one consciousness. So, in order to understand it, we need to embrace the fact that we are not the body. So that when we say, oh, look, I'm creating this thing, we don't say, well, when is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? Well, you know what? It's taking too long. Let me do something else. You see what do you grasp what I'm saying? If we could but grasp that when we stand, right, we're not standing as a body, we're standing, the spirit is making the body stand. Your spirit is perfect and it knows what it is doing, but the body has a mind of its own. It's called your brain. The body has a mind of its own. And so it wants to do what it has always done, because doing what it has always done is safe for the body. So I guess when they tell you to raise your level of consciousness, you must rise above the fact that you are not Al. You're not a Sonia. You're not Angela. You're the spirit that resides within that body. So there's a level of boldness. There's a level of chutzpah, I guess. I've heard that phrase used before. There is a level of confidence that we need to walk in, so that when we say things like, I'm creating this, I want my own house. So if you want your own house, create it. And like I said, Synovia, the best place to start is in the place that always brings you the most pleasure. Your bedroom. Why? Does it have a balcony? Are you going to lean over the balcony and allow that warm breeze to flow over your skin? And are you going to close your eyes and inhale the spray of the ocean? What are you going to do? This is how you build your desire, people. It has to enrapture you. It has to enthrall you. It has to capture your absolute attention so that you are not deterred by, yeah, but is that really going to work? Do you know what you're doing? You've been trying this thing for a really long time. You understand what I'm saying to you? Do you understand? But sometimes, Sonia, we can't beat ourselves up and say, well, we didn't want that thing bad enough. You see, because when desire moves you, you can't stand still when desire moves you. So it's not that maybe you didn't want it bad enough. It's that we do not understand the process, how it works. You see, Nikola Tesla, this is why he was such a phenomenal man. He knew that electricity was floating around in the air. He knew it because he saw it. Yeah? He saw electricity floating. I don't know how he saw it, but I know he did. And he saw it and he said, there's a way to harness it. And so he found the way of harnessing the electricity so that you and I could plug in our phones. He knew there was a way of transmitting messages over long distances. He had no idea what the hell the mode would be. He didn't know, but he knew it was possible. And because he knew it was possible, remember the image of the house in the tornado and it's being sucked up in the tornado. Now rewind it and build the house again. You see it? This is what he knew. And this is what he did. He saw it, and it held him in such a thrall that he built it in his mind. If you ever read any of his work, he would always say, I built it in my mind first, and I worked out all the bugs and all the kinks. And because he did that, he was able to what? He was able to have it manifest. Why? Because he was clear and he concentrated on it. Thus, it had no choice but to present itself. He did not say, well, I don't even know what to call this thing that gives power. I don't know what it is, but I know it's there. You know what? Let me just move on. I can't name it. Nobody else will believe me anyway. They'll think I'm crazy. He didn't say that. He didn't say it. You understand? You know what he did? As I told you, and I'm going to tell you again to encourage you this afternoon, because I had to encourage myself. There was nobody for me to call. Who am I going to call? Don't sing it. Who you going to call? Ghostbusters. Da, da, da. Sorry, I had to throw that in there because that's just my personality. And it also helps you to remember that there is no one to call. There's simply you to remind yourself and refocus yourself and to make the thing that you desire crystal clear. I keep telling you the body was designed for your success. This is why when someone has your attention, they have you. Can I get an amen? If somebody has your attention, they got you because that is the way you were designed. The thing that holds your attention is what you will throw yourself into wholeheartedly, and you will not be distracted. Shoot, some people won't eat or sleep until it is done. Now you understand how important attention is? Now you understand, okay, I want this. All right, we'll start to build it in your mind. Start to build it in your mind. Start with the piece that turns you on the most. Let that sink in for a minute. Let that sink in for a moment. I keep telling you, creation follows the law. Where you put, what do we hear all the time? Energy goes. Is it energy flows where attention goes? That's what we hear and we say all the time. But now you understand it. Now you understand why it is critical for your attention to be singularly focused. But hear us bragging, I can multitask. You weaken yourself when you multitask. How do I know you weaken yourself when you multitask? Because you don't accomplish anything. You accomplish bits and pieces, but never a full thing. Uh-huh. Say it again, Angela. Say it again. You can brag about multitasking all you want, but having a singular focus is the law. If you don't believe me, give an enthusiastic, rambunctious boy a magnifying glass. Oh, and they will teach you all about focus. Shoot, they'll burn the house down. They'll teach you all about focus and single-mindedness because they know exactly. Hold that magnifying glass up to the sun, and you will get one focused ray of sheer raw power that will destroy. Remember, the law of cause and effect tells you if you know the cause, you can create the effect. If you know the effect, you'll generate the cause. Why? Because every cause has an effect and every effect has a cause. So, if your mind is singularly focused upon your desire, now you become like the magnifying glass held up to the sun. The same way it can be destructive is the same way it is creative. You understand me? It is the quality of the thought that you have between your ears. It is the quality of the thought. Oh, but I can't do this. I've been trying, but I can't. I'm scared. What if it doesn't work? That is the quality of your thought. And the quality of the thought can only reproduce itself. Do you see? Do you hear me today? Not because you have ears, but does the knowledge, what's the word? Does the knowledge entice you enough to stay faithful to apply it? And here's the listen, when I tell you that the body was designed for success, right? Your attention is so rapt, RAPT. Your attention is so singularly focused that no doubt doubt does not even have a crevice to sink itself into. Feel me when I tell you that. Can I get an amen? I feel like I should pass a collection plate. But do you understand what I'm saying to you today? Let me read some of these comments because I don't want to keep you long. You understand? Super Jer 23. Did you change your screen name? Because you know how it is. Shanice, hello, darling. Like, it's just thank you of my progress. You've been keeping an eye on me. Oh dear. Should I be scared? Because you just never know. But all I've been doing, as I tell you every single day, I tell you the same thing. The knowledge is not going to apply itself. You've got to apply it. But in order to apply it, you've got to commit it to memory. This is how you can get up in the morning and walk from your bed to the bathroom because you have committed walking to memory. This is how you can pick up any piece of literature and read it because you have committed letters and phonetics to memory. Commit the laws to memory. And when you go through life, then you will begin to understand you are never bound or stuck because you're always free. Apply it. Apply it. Apply it. Because it's not going to apply itself. The Bible can tell you, woe you who knows what to do. It is a sin. Is that in James? Is that in the book of James? I don't remember. Do you do you grasp what I'm saying? As a creator, you must become so enraptured with the thing that you are creating. Yes. Think about how sensual creation is. Think about that for a minute. It is sensual in the fact that it has you in its thrall. It seduces you, for lack of a better phrase. It says, come hither, my darling. Think about this. Michelangelo, I always tell you this story because he's my favorite. Sonia, don't make me sing it again. Think about Michelangelo. Think about him. He came across 17 feet by 6 feet of marble. Every other sculptor saw that piece of marble and they're like, oh my God, it's so flawed. We can't use that. Michelangelo took one look at it and he said, oh, I see a man in there. Look, listen to what he said. He said, I see. And he didn't just say, I see a man in there. He said, I see a naked man in there. But David, the statue that he carved from 17 by 6 feet of solid marble. You have to tell me that man must have looked pretty damn good in order for him to not deviate. He didn't tap the chisel too hard with the mallet because if he did, he would have broken the marble. And he tapped hard enough to break away. And what did they ask him? Well, how did you know? He goes, I just chiseled away everything that was not David. You feel me? But that 17 by 6 feet, the naked image of his creation, had him in its thrall that he could not. It took him 3 years. Do you know what kind of commitment 3 years is? Anybody who ever went to college? Yeah. 3 years is a doggone long time to say you gonna commit. Shoot, I can't even handle a relationship with that long. I digress. So you understand now your desire, whatever it is, not whether you think it is possible or impossible, but become what makes it possible is the fact that you are so wrapped up in your creation. It has your full attention. It becomes more and more clear the longer you look at it. It has no, you know what? You won't even stop to say, am I done yet? By the time you're done with your creation, you'll be like, oh, snap, I'm done already? Oh, this is why creation cannot stop. Because creation is a beautiful and heady sensation. Hear me when I tell you. Creation is a beautiful and heady sensation. The more you create, the more you want to create. This is why you must be sure of what you are creating. Because if you're creating what you do not want, it sucks the life out of your body and you get depressed. I don't want to get out of bed. I can't get out of bed. Because you've never been enraptured with creation itself. The desire of creation moves you to act. Hallelujah. That's all I'm going to tell y'all today. That is your encouragement. That's your impromptu encouragement for getting yourselves out of the rut that you may find yourself in. Because the question is not, is it possible? Well, the longer you focus on it, you're damn right it is. You are what makes it possible, not some outside random force. It is your attention that makes your desire possible. So now that you've been fired up a little bit, you understand, take a new look at your desire. And always start in the place at the desire that is most intriguing. Synovia said she wants to own her own house. She doesn't know where. And I said, we'll start in the bedroom. What do you want your bedroom to look like? You want it to have a balcony? You see what happened there? Now, the bedroom, she will build everything else around the bedroom. And wherever she wants to live will materialize. That will, what's the word? That will secure that bedroom and the feeling it has within her. So you tell me, is owning your home impossible? I don't have any money. I can't afford a mortgage. I can't qualify. I didn't ask you if you could qualify for a mortgage. Did I ask you that? Hell no, I did not. I said, if you can see it and it can hold you in its thrall and you can decorate it and build it and touch it, feel it, taste it, do you think money will be a problem? Do you think a mortgage will be a problem? Why? Remember the tornado in the house. Remember, it's being sucked up. Rewind the video and the house is being put together. Every single piece that is required to give Synovia that feeling of contentment, to mirror that feeling of contentment in her master bedroom, will present itself to her. And it will appear as if, oh, it's magic. But it isn't. It is a use and application of the laws. Does that make sense to you today? If that makes sense to you, can I get an amen? I can't help myself. Because somebody says to me, "You sure do preach an awful lot." Somebody said that to me. And that's when they suggested you should open up a church. But you all just came to the church of positively. You came to the church. Now go forth. Go forth and build the life you want based upon the experience you want to have. Let me say it to you in this way. If you want to eat strawberries, you cannot plant a raspberry bush. So this is how you live in the end. You say, I want to eat strawberries, so you better plant strawberries. You want a house? Well, then create your house in your mind. This is the art of visualization. This is the art of practicing and holding. And you see, you never have to fight or struggle to hold your attention. You know why? Because the thing turns you on so much you can't look away. What I tell you? I told you you were designed for success. You were designed for success. And the only reason why we don't succeed is because we don't know. Because we are ignorant of that one thing. We are designed for success. So the next time you speak to yourself, you better make sure. You better make sure what you say to yourself is in confirmation of the power that is housed within your body. Oh, can I get an amen? You understand what I'm telling you today? Turn the light on. Ignorance is darkness. Knowledge applied is the light. Oh, dear God, that's a meme. I gotta do that. Why do you think I do what I do? Because I'm absolutely enthralled by it. This is why I can sit here and talk to you for as long as I can. I don't know how long it was. Ooh, 69 minutes. Yay! I'm gonna let y'all go. But this is what wakes me up in the morning, and this is what rocks me to sleep at night. Teaching other people. This is my servitude to humanity, that we don't stay in the dark. Yeah, but Angela, look at the wars and the rumors of wars, the food shortages. Hey, look at all the violence and the crime. Okay, keep looking at it. You know the law. Keep looking at it and see what's going to happen to you. Put your attention and your energy. If you want peace, well, then start to describe in your mind what peace looks like, what it feels like. Ooh, you're reclining with a daiquiri? Yes. You can hear the gulls overhead. You can hear the lapping of the waves on the shore. Is that peace and tranquility? Well, then see it. And you will be so focused on peace and tranquility that wars and rumors of war cannot upset you. This is why you can be in the world and not of the world. You understand? Can I get an amen? Anyhow, I'm done. That was your impromptu. And if you stayed for about Pharaoh, thank you for being here. Sonia, Sylvia, let me scroll through. Solo Breezy. Thank you, Solo Breezy, for posting on Twitter the link to this live stream so that I could retweet it. You are amazing. Who else was here? Al, thank you for being here as well. Super Chair. Super, if you're still here, send me a note of how I can contact you. Shanice, darling, thank you for being here. All of you, thank you for being here and spending this impromptu afternoon with me. And I hope y'all are as fired up as I am, because now I have been reinvigorated. You understand? You see? When one teaches to learn, when I help myself, or when I help you, I help myself. Ah, yeah, you see? Sonia, thank you. Thank you for that. Anywho, so like I say, if you want to sign up for mentorship, some people have been saying, well, they can't use PayPal because they don't have PayPal where they're at. Um, I just monetize my channel on YouTube so people can access it that way. And then on WhatsApp, I'm in WhatsApp every day, as Al can tell you. And it doesn't just stop here. I live it every day. I breathe it every day. I apply the law every day. And so if you want mentorship or you want coaching, hey, you know where to find me. All I ask people to do is to make a small monthly donation of your choosing. That is all I ask. Nothing else. If you can't give a donation, what am I going to tell you? No, I can't help you? Please. That's not what I'm going to tell you. I still share. I don't hold anything back, because at the end of the day, walking in your freedom is more important. And besides, I can create, can't I? Oh, it's just simply the law of reciprocity. There's a give and there's a take. That is all. Anywho, I love you all. Thank you for being here today with me. I appreciate you very, very much. Be sure and share this live stream, because it's recorded so you can share it. Be sure and share it. Tell your friends. And if you have friends who want to learn online, I do have this course. I offer it to learn the laws via Udemy. Um, I'll find that and I'll post it on there somewhere. But yes, thank you again. Let me count you down. 5, ooh, 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 4, unless you have questions. 3, and if you don't know how to reach me, chances are you follow me on what? Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Send me a note. Comment under here, and you know I'm going to hit you up. I'm going to respond back. Yeah? Are we at 3? 3. Miss Conversation. I was just on number 3. I was just on number 3. It's so good to see you. I have missed you, honey. I have missed you. But because I've been listening to Spirit, you see now, I'll be starting to do the YouTube live stream again, because I know how to do it now a little bit. That's it there, Asonia. Go forth and create. All right? Much love, my beautiful friends. Miss Conversation, watch the replay. And then you can hit me up for some messages if you have questions, comments, or concerns. Yeah? Yes. I have missed you. And I'm still doing it, you know? I'm still doing it because I must. And if you watch the replay, you'll know why I do what I do. Yes. So there. Be sure to like. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can also become a member of this channel too. Hey, shameless plug. And share it for the love of God with your friends. Share your freedom. Right? Share, share, share. And so it is what time? It's 2:22. I'm going to go and feed this child before he comes telling me, Mom, I'm hungry. I'm going to go feed him. You know how these teenagers be, right? Like they got a hollow leg. Anywho, parting is such sweet sorrow. I do love you. And I'll be here, as always. Apply the law. Yeah. Peace out, my beautiful friends.